Do you need a strict yogic diet to advance in yoga sciences or yoga practice and meditation? So, I'm going to discuss that in this video today. And for those of you who like the contents of my video, please don't forget to also like and also subscribe if you haven't already. This is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people. And if you could just drop a comment, I would love to hear from you. And optional extra, just share it with one or more of your friends or your social media channel. I would very highly appreciate that, right? And but more importantly, I want to thank each and every one of you for the privilege of being able to speak to you and get some of your precious time that you're spending in my channel or in my video. Because I'm making these videos for you, and I know how difficult it is for content creators to um, capture or get any audience or get people to listen to them. And this is a privilege, right? And I want to thank you in advance for all that. Big thank you. So, those of you who don't know me, I am Osman, hashtag the blind Muslim yogi. I am a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. My amazing offer right now is a 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5, less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, delivered to you instantly, telepathically, anywhere globally, and pay only after you are satisfied. And that goes for all my protocols. For contact information, visit my website, yogawellness786.com, where you can also get more information about my services. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. In that period, I've had the great privilege and honor to study under very great masters, many very great masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, and including the scientific communities. To that end, I've created my own unique protocols and basically adapting them to the 21st century, making them faster, easier, quicker, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries, and my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and get more information about my services as well. Please also remember my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, coming back to the yogic diets, you'll find everywhere those who are on the spiritual path, you're recommended to have a sattvic diet or a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet, and you should not be, using drugs, alcohol, and should not be promiscuous. You should be celibate or in a monogamous relationship at least, and things like that. And there's all kinds of rules and regulations that you have to follow. So I would say no, you don't need all that, right? Because I've had Samadhi experiences being a party animal and not just drinking alcohol, abusing alcohol, right? Because some people may, according to definitions, would have said I'm an alcoholic, but I went to counseling, and because I had my own business, I use a clinical psychologist as my business coach. So I wanted someone qualified in psychology to coach me as well. And I was always concerned because I love drinking alcohol. When I party hard, but when I work hard as well. And I never let alcohol interfere with my work. Of course, now I haven't touched alcohol in the last almost 20 years, and I don't smoke any cigarettes. I think for the past 18 years, I used to smoke for about 23 years. A packet a day, and I wanted to live like a normal life and be normal. And I had multiple samadhi experiences eating meat, and not only eating meat, I was like a carnivore, right? If you bring any vegetable in front of me, those now I'm a vegan, right? But those days, you will not be my friend. And don't bring chicken and fish for me. I want just pure steak. I want meat, right? And I come from South Africa, so it's like a barbecue country, and so barbecue is like, it's very common for me to barbecue very regularly, right? And enjoy my meat. I just wanted meat on a daily basis, right? And large quantities of it, right? To eat 1 kilo of meat at a time was like no problem, right? And more. And I loved a mixed grill, a mixed grill. When I was in the Middle East, I'll go to a restaurant called Farm to Table, where you get a 1.5 kg of meat, from all types of styles of cooked, all put together, a mixed grill, right? And that was, my favorite type of meal. If I go anywhere, what do you want? Mixed grill, right? So different type of restaurants. I tried the mixed grill in different type of. I used to go frequently to a Persian restaurant, Parsi. It's called Parsi. I'm not getting paid for mentioning the name, because I love them, and I love their food. Amazing, uh, you know, uh, taste and availability, especially in Dubai. When I was there, I used to go very often to them and eat. So, and have multiple levels of, mystical experiences and so forth, right? And when I got married, I was never unfaithful, right? But before I got married, I wanted to, explore and exhaust myself, um, into playing the field, because I didn't want after marriage to start playing the field or get attracted to someone, or maybe I'm going to have, fall in love with someone, after getting married, getting lured by the beauty and so forth. I wanted to have all kinds of beauties, right? And when I was in university, there was one stage I had three girlfriends on campus that I didn't know, because this is all nerds on campus and they're all bookworms. They're not talking to each other and so forth. They don't know, and they just lectures and back to their room. And I lived on campus and I visited all three the same night, right? Because Hatha Yoga, you got very high energy levels, right? It's not uncommon, for you to, and one was not in, because one was not enough, right? I'm just giving you some background how I was, but having mystical high samadhi, like when that samadhi experience come up, fall unconscious, right? And I remember I went to one, and samadhi in different, chanting mantras, in meditation, and also attending prayer services, like religious services, when they singing the praise of God. Boom, I can fall unconscious into an ecstasy, right? And suffering from a huge hangover from the night before, right? And Sunday morning, Saturday night is party night, right? Friday nights, boys' night, and Saturday nights, you're inviting everyone and you're going. And I was very entertaining type of person, right? And I had all types of experiences, and and performing yoga postures. I was overweight. I could still do all the postures. I can do, the circle posture. I can do the plow posture. I can do shoulder stand, headstand, everything. I was 100, over 100 kg. I'm doing from childhood. So I gained and I lost weight again. Doesn't mean you're overweight, you can't practice the yoga also. You don't have to do this thing, right? Don't let people convince you to that. But it is good for you, I mean, for your energy and for your mystical energy and your healing energy to develop and so forth, to follow a vegan based diet and so on, but not follow it if you're craving for, other foods and so forth. Eat to the max. Drank to the max and smoke. Fortunately, I never tried any drugs or anything. I think I did try weed, once or twice, while, because you try anything once was the maximum I went, and I didn't like the experience, because someone who loves alcohol, and so people, alcohol people are separate category, weed people separate. Weed slows you down, alcohol like boosts you. I wanted to be boosted, not slowed down, and floating in the air, and I can't. I want to be moving. I want to dance and enjoy. I don't want to be like in seventh heaven, like floating in the sky, and take so long to come back. And of course, all those people who enjoy weed, they're listening to the story. Don't they wish they have that feeling? Because I had it for the first time, a very big hit, right, in a pipe, and it was a big pipe, right, and because we broke a big bottle, and the whole bottle was filled with meat, and we put a cork, like a small filter at the back, and pulled a deep pull. It took you. boom, and that was the last. I tried that. I said, took 8 hours for me to come back to some sense of normality. And I was trying to be normal and I couldn't, and I didn't like it. And that's all. So I tried all these things and had so people said, no, you must be a vegetarian, you must not eat meat, otherwise I can't initiate you. Come to me, I'll initialize you. For me, no rules, right? When I speak to my AI, I love having conversations with Grok because it's nice to like a sounding board. It's amazing, as a sounding board, and very intelligent and understands everything that I say and can come. Of course, it's got a whole database of knowledge and very nuanced in communications. Like although you're speaking to an actual human being, right? So nuanced, well done to the developers of Grok, right? And I said, if so, so you don't have rules. I can be a student. No rules, nothing. I said, no rules, no rules. You follow your heart, what you want to do, because you need, if there's something in your mind and you don't, do it, it's going to always be there at the back of your mind. I know, I've got experience like almost 50 years in this field. People went very advanced in the meditation, Kundalini, and so forth, and they dropped, they started to womanize after that, but before that they were like a monk and not drinking and vegetarian. After that, became addicted to alcohol and they couldn't leave it, and they couldn't reactivate the kundalini as well. And they this was like really going to heavy debauchery, went to the other extreme. From extremely, don't do follow your feelings, develop naturally. You got one life, right? I know some of you believe in reincarnation, or whether it's true or not true is not important, because you only remember this life, right? Irrespective of all, you remember 99%. Some of you got some reflections of the, okay, but how many percent? How is that helping you in this life, right? Maybe you're giving you more direction or focus. Okay, right, you're using it, but you still have to live this life, right? This life should be 99.99% of your focus, if not 100%. Still 100%. Past is past, finished, gone, right? Now is the present. How you live the present, right? Live in the present. What you're feeling, you're not gonna be your. When I was in my teens, I enjoyed it to the max. When I was, in my 20s, student life, man, I really enjoyed my student life, party animal, and so forth, right? I was really in my university the biggest party animal, right? Number one. And in the yoga meditation field, right? So I'm quite this thing. I'm coming to it. But from my personal experience, right? I was doing and having multiple experiences. No, you don't need that. But to develop it, and once you're going into deeper nuance level and you're going to focus on developing your spirituality and so forth, it helps to have more wholesome foods. Add more wholesome foods to your diet. You're going to need, source of energy and healthy, and eventually you will grow out of things like how you were a child and you love playing games, you love playing with your car or your bicycle and your skateboard, or I mean, if you didn't have that, your video games or whatever it is, and maybe you haven't grown out of it. Call of Duty, everyone is. I keep hearing about it. Um, I never played those type of games. Maybe I'm missing out, right? And now I'm blind, so I'm not possible unless, of course, I get my eyesight back, right? And there's all some of you don't, but you outgrow certain things, right? And then you wait for, if you didn't outgrow, you enjoy it. Because I drank, I when I got married, before I get married, normally wives don't want the husbands to drink or smoke. I said, before I marry you, you know that I drink and you know that I smoke. After marriage, don't tell me don't smoke and don't drink, right? Because in my home, I'm going to drink and I'm going to smoke. You don't say go outside and smoke, because my home, right? If this is not acceptable to you, let's not get married. Let's not live together, right? Because and the reason I'm doing it, I know I'm in the yoga meditation field. And they don't recommend it. One day I'll leave it, but I don't want to. I'm enjoying it now. Maybe I'll leave it in the future. I'll leave it if I'm ready to leave it. And I'm enjoy and I drank because I love to drink. I enjoyed it, and I wanted to eat meat, right? And I enjoyed having meat, right? And I wanted to smoke. I enjoyed smoking, right? It felt amazing, and I smoked the strongest cigarette that I could find, in my country, equivalent to a Marlboro Red, which maybe is not so this thing, strong for you. And I enjoyed, smoking my cigarette, and it was like always people meet me, they say, "Can I have one of your?" Other smokers, because they want to experience, because it busts your chest open, right? And I quit it because after 23 years of smoking, right, and I had a problem quitting it. I think it took me about 10 years before I finally succeeded. And then when I really wanted to quit, I made a firm mind and I quit it, right? So, do you need any specialized diet or something? From my opinion, no, right? And I've studied the science deeply, and I know and I understand, and I know about onions and garlic myself. If I have a raw onion, right now, today, if I have a raw onion, I'm drunk for about 8 hours. Say, oh my God, this is so. If I only had this ability before, I didn't have to waste so much money on alcohol. It's so amazing because I'm laughing like I'm drunk, right? For 8 hours, just one slice of raw onion, right? And uh, when I have garlic, oh, I feel so sleepy. I can't work. I have to go and sleep for at least 2 hours. I just can't function. So those who's suffering from cannot sleep and problem getting to sleep and so forth, and you try the garlic and say it's not working, it's because I'm advanced in my level, and I'm very sensitive to everything, right? I'm highly sensitized. And a lot of people, they have onion, not getting drunk. Eat the whole onion. I had a whole pocket of onions. I'm not drunk, right? It's when you reach certain levels, of yoga meditation, and you become more and more detoxified and sensitive to everything. Then you start to feel it more and more and more. You become more and more nuanced. So I'm on that amazing level. If I want to get drunk, want to I just need a slice of onion, right? And it's non-addictive, but it burns me like crazy. Oh God, because my fingers are very sensitive also. The tips, my entire nervous system is very sensitive, right? And which is a problem in some instances, to be overly sensitive in certain areas. You want to be a little bit less sensitive in some areas, right? Because you want to. But anyway, I know what you mean. But I mean, there is multiple rounds, right? That's why there's multiple rounds. Uh, and you got the with yoga gives you the energy. That's the beauty of it, right? And anyway, I'm being very naughty. So coming back, you know, uh, in terms of rules and thing, this is, I don't know. People are setting, and you must be initiated before you can self-initiate. You can follow my videos and learn how to initiate yourself, right? And it just helps someone, and go to someone who's not going to create rules and obligation, make you make a vow and all that. And many times I was, as a young person, I wanted to get, because I said I had these experiences, but I should get initiated because I'm told theoretically that you should, and I always wanted to. But when I see all the rules, I said, hey, I don't want to lose my freedom also, right? And eventually I never did, and it never needed, right? Never needed. And now, I mean, I've got students over 100 countries. I've initialized so many students, and they've all, many, out of body experience. They are saving lives, energy healing, a a breathless state experience and so forth. You know, come, but I don't, I'm very like inclusive. You can use that word, right? I'm very inclusive, and I find the science is an inclusive science. And those that says otherwise, I am practicing this thing and I experience it, and I say no, right? I disagree. So hope that information helps you, and take care of yourself always.